Okay, welcome to the Mohit Show. Today I'll be covering stories from r/detrans, a well-moderated subreddit for people questioning, desisting, or detransitioning. I will be protecting the identities of these posters since individuals in this community have been harassed when their stories have been discussed. This video's first post, titled, God, I wish I had listened to everyone's advice. I had an orchiectomy 6 months ago, and I'm still taking estrogen. I've been taking estrogen almost 10 months now today. I feel defeated and I'm breaking down every single day. I'm nothing special, but I was always a well-rounded average guy who fit in pretty well. I'm effing up my ability to have normal social connections for a sick effing fetish that has died with my sex drive. I love being feminine, but the world isn't a PBS special, and I placed more value in aesthetics than my health. I literally want to end my life, but I'm not going to because I'm afraid to do it intentionally. Next post titled, I effed up my life. Hi, I'm male to female, and I'm tired. I don't know how to express myself. For as long as I can remember, I've always wanted to be a girl. Although now that I think about it, it could have been because of many factors on my childhood and some of my life experiences, like the fact my parents repressed any kind of feminine attitude, making me think I can only wear certain clothes or makeup or sit/walk a certain way if I'm a woman. I'm a person who transitioned as a teenager with blockers, puberty blockers. The truth was a mess. My coming out and acceptance was not the easiest. Fathers yelling, punching me, etc. And I feel I hurt my whole relationship with my family by doing so. In the outside, I'm always feeling watched by everyone. And even today, every place I go, I feel those damn stares and whispers. It sounds silly to say it, but I know it's not social anxiety, because several people have confirmed it to me. I can't deal with this anymore. It feels horrible. Even when I look at myself in the mirror, I feel disgusted. I know I will never be a girl, and that hurts like ass, but... Today, after several years of transitioning, I start to regret. I've been doing a lot of research in various forums, and after a kind of awakening, I realized I can no longer keep fooling myself and pretending to be something I'm not. Maybe I'm more like a feminine guy. I really start to doubt whether trans people exist or not, in the scientific sense. The truth. I do not know what to think. I don't want to be told that it's okay to transition because I'll never be able to feel like I'm a real woman. I just want to feel good with myself being a guy. Now I feel screwed because I ruined a big part of my relationship with my family because of this. I ruined my own body with it because I didn't develop as a teenager and took hormones at an early age. And I don't know what to do anymore. I feel trapped and desperate. Next post. Waves of depression from top surgery. I just cried in my car because I won't be able to breastfeed my future babies, which is something my mom didn't do with me, and I wish she had. There's a formula shortage right now, and I feel awful for what I chose to do at 21. I'll never experience that bonding moment when they first come out in the hospital and connect with their mom for the first time. How do I not dwell in the sadness of my loss? I feel like I'll never be able to find a husband because I have no breasts of my own stupid choosing. I've never even been with a guy, only other girls my whole life. Waking up from that surgery was devastating. Why didn't I stop myself? And I'm still paying it off. They are still getting my money. It's really hard not to be upset right now. From the comments, one person says, Sometimes there's no lesson, just consequences. Another person says, okay, so you can't breastfeed. That's hard. It hurts a lot, and it's real. But plenty of women can't breastfeed. Some can't produce milk, although desperately trying. And some can't even try because they depend on medications that aren't safe for neonates. And they can't stop taking them. You're not alone. You will still be able to bond with your babies. You will still have the magic moment and the golden hour when they bring them out and place them on your chest with skin-to-skin contact. Your brain is going to produce all those good bonding chemicals. That stuff happens without even breastfeeding. You are still going to be a great mom. Think of it this way. You're going to be such a good mom that you're worried about the health of your babies when they aren't even conceived yet. Next post, titled, It's normal for kids going through puberty to feel distress about their bodies. It's not a sign of gender dysphoria. Don't know why I was led to believe that feeling distressed about your body during puberty is a trans thing, when in reality 90% of the people on this planet have dealt with it. From the comments, one commenter writes, I hated everything about myself as a tween until I transitioned and eventually came to my senses. Now that I'm older, I couldn't care less about half that nonsense. We need to guide youth, not inject them with life-altering artificial hormones. Next post, titled, Too many people are told to transition as if it's not permanent. In my old non-binary Facebook group, you basically couldn't play devil's advocate. You had to be 100% supportive or you got labeled as a troll or your comment was deleted or your post wasn't even posted. I'd see it time and time again. Someone who wants to transition after a traumatic act like a miscarriage or an abusive spouse, and you couldn't say anything. A lot of problems were bigger than trans issues. Most of the people seemed lonely or black sheep in their family and wanted community. Some of them I could follow over a short period of time and see that things were getting rapidly extreme as far as names and pronouns. We live in a society where you can't say things against it. And I believe that is the true agenda. I believe it's called an echo chamber and it's so dangerous. You can clearly tell these people are acting off of a high or a whim, and it makes me so angry because I'm scared for them. Any one of them is susceptible to being influenced by this trend. It's not just an age thing. There are a lot of vulnerable people. But what happens when that high goes away? I don't know if any of you have been in these groups, but it's madness. The prevalence of BPD, DID, and autism is unheard of. Bipolar disorder is BPD, and DID is dissociative identity disorder, also known as multiple personalities. I don't know at this point what can be done or said to get it through to people. At least 3 times a week, I'd see someone saying they want top surgery or hormones, and while they are worried about their effects. And everyone is telling them things like bottom growth takes a while to come in. You probably won't get facial hair, and if you do, there's laser hair removal. Or if you get top surgery and don't like it, you can get implants. Or if your voice gets deep, there's vocal surgery. You get the gist. They play down these vulnerable effects like you can decide what hormones give you and when. And if you don't like it, oh well, there's surgery for that too. They make their partners identify as gay and don't understand why their partners break up with them or why they get divorced. And people say you'll find someone else. And then they say children can understand when they switch their name and pronouns every other month. They don't even understand what or who they are. How can a child make permanent decisions like that? Sorry for the rant, I've been holding this in for months. From the comments. You are spot on in pretty much everything here. I've been on the left side of politics my whole life, a few decades now. I've always felt that we should stand up for those who don't have it as easy as the rest of us. I was and still am a big advocate for gay rights. When the trans trend started earlier in the past decade, I felt it the same way. Just let them do their thing, they aren't bothering or hurting anyone. But I saw more and more stories and all that went into it. I realized they are hurting people. Themselves, others on the fence, victim of trauma, they were literally being pushed by random voices on the internet to make permanent changes to their body. And when I saw how it was a lot of teenagers, that was frightening. It really hit a few years ago when my 12-year-old niece started saying she is not binary and dressing like a boy. This girl was always feminine. She had no issues with being a girl, never once mentioned anything about sex or gender. Once she fell into the Tumblr crowd and became obsessed with Undertale and Steven Universe, she became withdrawn and changing drastically. I know being a teenager sucks. It's not easy, and trying to figure out where you belong in the world feels unattainable. Like you mentioned, though, you can't question it. If you speak out against it, even if it's not from a place of hate, but a place of concern for someone else's well-being, you will be labeled a bigot or transphobe. I'm a follower of logic and science, and they clearly lay out the biology of humans. This ideology has become no different than a religion. You are asked to have blind faith for what you know is not possible. People will ruin their lives and you can't stop them. It's completely avoidable and you can't do a damn thing. So yeah, that's why I can't really be a leftist anymore. They lost the plot. That doesn't mean I'm a conservative. I'd rather die than be a Republican, lol. But the left has essentially kicked people like me out. Unless I submit and bend the knee, which I will not do, I can't, in good faith, believe in a lie. I just wish I could help others see it for what it is. Another commenter adds, a real problem indeed. That really highlights the danger of controlled speech. And that will be all for today. Thank you for watching, and have a good day.